Thank you very much, Patrick, and thank you, esteemed guests and excellencies. The Green Climate Fund is an open partnership at the core. And having listened to many of our partners from the African Development Bank, from the Agence Française de Développement, HSBC, EcoBank Ghana, IFAD, and many others, we are very pleased that in the first 7 years of operation, we've been able to get commitments of $10.8 billion, and we've been able to leverage over $32 billion for a full portfolio of $40 billion. But as Madam Deputy Secretary General of the UN said, this is only a handshake. So it is, how do we go from a handshake into a hug? How do we make sure that we're able to really mobilize the capital that is needed? 35% of our funding is going to Africa. 81% projects have been approved for Africa. But this is not yet enough. And adaptation is a commitment that the Green Climate Fund has to reach 50% of our allocation has to be in adaptation. As we are entering our second replenishment, and I, of course, support and hope that the African Development Bank is successful in its replenishment, I also hope the GCF is successful in bringing a lot more capital. 10 billion was what we were able to raise for our first replenishment. Just looking at our pipeline of concept ideas, project ideas, and funding proposals, we could have more than $40 billion worth of potential projects. And here, what we would like to do together with our partners, because that's exactly why this table is so important, is we would like to make sure that we use our limited public capital in the most innovative way to crowd in the private sector, to be able to also de-risk and make climate investing viable, especially adaptation, but also to support countries to create more conducive environments for investments. A lot of times it is the obstacles of countries that do not allow capital to flow. So we are really hoping that with our policies, we approve an adaptation policy this year. We're going to be approving, hopefully, a new policy on accreditation to make it easier and more accessible to work with our partners. But most importantly, we really believe that while the direction of travel is the right one, we cannot put our guard down on our ambition. Our ambition has to be one of better delivery, of more transparent, but also, as Alberto said, having people at the core, because we are talking about lives. And I think while all of our meetings and the ones that are coming in Abidjan or is going to come also in Sharm El-Sheikh, it's all about action. We can commit, we can write speeches, we can sign declarations, but if we don't sort of implement and we don't make projects happen, we are still going to be left behind. On a personal note, while I am from Latin America, I'm from Costa Rica, half my heart is African, as my daughter was born in Guinea-Bissau. So it is my commitment, not only as GCF, but also as a citizen of the world, to really give my best to help Africa reach those important levels and make everything we can to make it happen.